Welcome back to the Barry Charles Footy Show. In this episode, we're going to talk about the St. George Dragons versus the Gold Coast Titans. Who has the strongest team in their NRL history, their best players put together, and if they had a game of football together. Wow. We'll get to talking about this one, but it's a very landslide victory to one team. And I think you could already guess this one as well. But let's go through the squads. I want to do this properly, and we'll do it again. Graham Langlands is the fullback for me for the best ever Dragons Illawarra team. So this is putting the Steelers team together as well, folks. With Nathan Blacklock and Mark Coyne is the wing pairing with Reg Gasnier and Mark Gasnier are my centres. Anthony Mundine and Billy Smith are my halves pairing. North Provan, Ken Kearney, Craig Young. Then he got on the back row Lance Thompson, Brad Mackay, and Johnny Raper. Just stop it. Just finish it right now. The bench was a bit of a tough one, to be honest. Struggling to really say who to put on the bench. So it's mainly backline dominated here. So I'm going for Ben Hornby, Sean Timmins, Ben Cray, and Jamie Soward. Now, who has missed out on this team? Trent Barrett. So Trent Barrett could have easily been there in front of Soward. I don't know, that's a tough one. I just go back to Jamie Soward winning a premiership, so that's why I snuck him in there. Obviously, Luke Bailey, but as you can notice, Luke Bailey is going to be in the other team anyway, so Luke Bailey probably would have got a bench spot here. Dean Young as well could have been a bench spot if you were going to put forwards in here, so they're unlucky. Jamie Ainsker, I was arming and ahhing to put him in. Darius Boyd, worth a mention. Ricky Wolford. Wayne Bartram, but unfortunately Johnny Rapper's in front of him, but he would have been near Nathan Brown and old school Brian Clay. So some very good players missing out on this. And on the other side, Preston Campbell. There's the fullback for the Gold Coast Titans, David Mead and Kevin Gordon. Dale Shearer and William Silman. And again with the Gold Coast Titans team, I went back to the Seagulls. I went back to all the old teams to try and help out the squad. Matt Rogers and Scott Prince in the halves, very good pairing. Luke Bailey and Nate Miles, very good prop pairing there. Jamie Goddard, Anthony LaFranchi, Greg Bird and Ashley Harrison. Then on the bench, Brent Todd, because he played there for a little while and he didn't make my other team. Tino Fasamaui, Trevor Gilmeister, didn't make the Broncos, so here we are. And Nathan Friend makes the Gold Coast Titans team. So, yes, we will debate this one. But to be honest, I was struggling just to put a Gold Coast Titans team together. Obviously, Wally Lewis could have been a part of this, but he's put in the Broncos team, regardless of how many times he played for the Broncos. But we'll get back to that later. So, fullback, even though I love Preston Campbell, Graham Langlands just wins that one wins easily. Blacklock, the whole backline just wins, to be honest. Nathan Blackline, Reg Gasnier, Mark Coyne, Anthony Mundine, Billy Smith. They just carve up. The only ones that can hold their own at total best is Dale Shearer, Matt Rogers. That's about it. The other guys are good players, but they're not as good as the other player. In the forward pack, again, North Provan, King Carney, one of the underrated hookers of the game. Craig Young, Lance Thompson, Brad Mackay, Johnny Raper. Johnny Raper beats Ash Harrison. Greg Bridge could argue could be as good as Brad Mackay, but I got Lance Thompson and Anthony LaFranchi, fairly even, but I went for Lance Thompson. Nate Miles beats Craig Young for me, but Craig Young was a great player. King Kearney easily beats Jamie Goddard, and Luke Bailey, even though he's a very good player, Norm Provan's history puts him over the line. If we look at the bench here, the only player I put in with a chance now. Brent Todd is definitely a class player, and Trevor Gilmeister, but I think Sean Jimmonson and Ben Cray won overall here. So it was a pretty landslide victory, this one. Very much a landslide victory. Now I've got to try and debate on how the Gold Coast Titans can snag one game. I honestly wanted to go 10 out of 0, but I had to put 9 out of 1. I had just for the sake of the team that they could win, and they absolutely could win one game. To be honest, I think even if they had a bad day, the Dragons would still win. But obviously their forward pack are Luke Bailey and Nate Miles, Anthony Franco Gabriel, Ashley Harrison. This team is a lot of toilers. They're not going to let you down. So what, and Brett Todd coming off the bench in Tina. I mean, it's Trevor Gilmeister. I mean, it's a very good, solid team. But it's an NRL team. It's not an absolute star-studded team. That's the thing. Also, one's good defensively. So defensively is where this team can win. They'd have to defend their heart out. But they have to against this team. But they're a very good defensive team when I actually look at the Gold Coast Titans. But to be honest, I just don't think they can hold out. The likes of Anthony Mundine with his attacking prowess, Graham Langlands. I mean, they from Blackrock scored try scoring machine. Mark Gasson, Eric Gasson. They just get boom, boom, boom. Mark Horn as well. I mean, they will go right through you. And to be fair, it was who to leave out of the Dragons team. To be honest, you could nearly pick 2 Dragons teams, and the second team would be Gold Coast. Even though the Gold Coast team is very, very good on paper for an NRL squad, but compared to this St. George Illawarra Dragons team, which is a little unfair, they can pick from 2 teams, makes it a little bit harder. And for someone like Trent Barrett not to make the 17 suggests how good this team actually is. And even Brian Clay, a Clive Churchill medal, can't make this team. So it shows you how good the squad very much is for the Dragons. And do you think they will be the top team? That is the question. Do you think they can go all the way to the top? It's going to be the question. I think they probably got the easy draw, to be honest, to start. And it'll be interesting to see if they can continue this role going into the top 8 and into the future. We'll see if that happens for you Dragon fans out there who might be expecting the victory already. Well, you're going to have to keep watching to find out. Yes, the Gold Coast Titans are too new and unfortunately haven't had too many superstars as yet to really put their stated claim in to be a very good team. But you never know, another 10 years time, if they can finally start getting some real good players and some people will live up to their potential, then maybe you will see Gold Coast Titans again. But anyway, that's my view of St. George Illawarra Dragons versus the Gold Coast Titans with their best players they've ever had. And unfortunately, it was a landslide victory for the St. George Illawarra fans. Anyway, that's enough from me. I hope you liked the video. Remember to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. And we'll be back again for another footy video very soon. Have a great day out there.